want to go ahead and talk about some of these genre news items that have come out. Some of them are concerning, some of them are surprising, chat. But let's start with an easy one. Let's talk about Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller, this is coming from IndieWire, chat. Ezra Miller is said to have Messiah complex, wants to lead indigenous revolution. Okay. A source also said that Miller believes their union with Toccata Iron Eyes, whom they've been accused of grooming, is supposed to bring about the apocalypse. God, he is the Reverse Flash, or they're the Reverse Flash. Ezra Miller is taking Facebook, Metaverse, and DC's multiverse quite seriously, per a new report. Vanity Fair published an investigation piece chronicling the Flash's star's ongoing arrests and recent apology citing mental health concerns. Per Vanity Fair, Miller also identifies as non-binary and uses the they-them pronouns. Has been struggling with various mental health issues for more than 2 years since the 2019 divorce of their parents and the 2020 COVID-19 pandemic. Miller has been arrested for disorderly conduct and harassment in the second-degree assault and has received a felony charge for burglary in August. The perks of being a Wildflower alum also has been at the center of child endangerment accusations, multiple, including allegations of grooming teenagers starting at age 12. God damn. Miller issued a public apology in August 2022, stating they are pursuing treatment. That's nice. a little too late. A source in the new Vanity Fair report claimed that Miller believes themselves to be a Christ-like figure, fated to wed 18-year-old environmental activist Toccata Iron Eyes, whose parents requested a court-issued protective order against Miller. Staying in court documents, the actor met Toccata 6 years ago when they were 12 and Miller was 23. Jesus. Ezra is Jesus, and Toccata's an apocalyptic Native American spider goddess, and their union is supposed to bring about the apocalypse. A source from Miller's compound, Vermont, dubbed The Mountain. Jesus Christ! He's a villain! They're a supervillain, chat. The Mountain, told the outlet. And that's the real reason everyone is so opposed to them being together. Oh, that's good. They don't want to bring about the apocalypse. Iron Eyes' mother, Jumping Eagle, added, they say there is some kind of messiah, and they're going to lead an indigenous revolution. Iron Eyes' parents allege Miller used violence, intimidation, threats of violence, fear, paranoia, delusions, drugs, and alcohol to sway over a young adolescent Toccata, as well as cult-like behavior and grooming the teen. Jumping Eagle also accused Miller of influencing Toccata's decision to come out as non-binary transgender, probably. Jumping Eagle continued, if somebody pisses off Ezra, they're transphobic or a transphobic Nazi, because we're trying to protect our daughter and we're trying to point out what Ezra's done to harm our daughter. We're not being transphobic. The Mountain has been described as a court harem. Gee, he has a fucking harem. This is like Sodom and Gomorrah shit. It's biblical, chat. A harem of mostly young women who are encouraged to leave their cell phones at Miller's altar, which also includes toy figures of the Flash character. Another source added that Miller's compound is actually a patriarchal dictatorship where Ezra controls all the sex as the man, so that whole binary thing, that goes out the window when you're there, and plays the women against each other. Screams at them, belittles them in front of the various individuals at the compound. Miller is said to verbally and emotionally abuse their cohorts and refers to themselves as Jesus and the devil. The actor apparently often be found claiming that the Flash is the one who brings the multiverses together just like Jesus. Jesus. He talked about the metaverse and the medicine and how they're the Messiah and what his work is here. And it's so revealed. They say their spiritual practice is to be among the people, which means party. Of course it does. So when in Iceland, he was out nonstop. His favorites were raves, where he'd go on benders for 2 or 3 days at a time. Miller's film choking a woman in Iceland, remember this, with new details of Miller's spiritual advisor, Jasper Youngbear, emerging as an encouraging, enabling figure. Jasper was telling Ezra that he wasn't a part of the movement. He was the movement. That he was the next Messiah and that the Freemasons, oh my God, were sending demons out to kill him, a source claimed. Miller's representative noted that he is a dear friend to Miller. Another dear friend of Miller's includes actress Susan Sarandon, according to Miller's representative. A total bullshit account from a source as Miller's rep defended, as Miller was demanding that Susan Sarandon come pay tribute to his altar because she didn't invite Ezra to a dinner party. Miller's spokesperson added that Miller's constant drug use is not the issue. Mental health is. I think the constant drug use is also an issue. I think that's adding to the other issue. I think that's a huge fucking issue. That's a huge issue. The matters leading up to the recent mental health concerns were a combination of complex stress-related issues. No, I don't think the drugs are helping either. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think that's a good combination, Jay. That's just me. I ain't no goddamn doctor, but I'm pretty sure that doesn't help. Sources continued to claim Miller would coerce at-risk children with visions of grandeur. Oh, my God. And promises to make them famous. Ugh. He was telling these kids, you're going to be in my band, and I'm going to produce your album, and you can run my music studio, the insider said. Whether they were visual artists, DJs, kids that were in college, or sometimes kids who might have been homeless. Oh, Jesus. He would recruit them in a period of vulnerability and promise them all of these things. Writer director Stephen Chbosky, who helmed The Perks of Being a Wildflower, told VF that while he has spoken to Miller in a decade, he wrote the actor a letter once. The reports of arrest were being made public. I hope Ezra finds the light that they shine so brightly back when he shot the movie, Chbosky said, because the kid I met was a remarkably magical person, and I always like to believe that the person is always there, and I hope that they can find the help that they need. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Listen. Oh, God. Okay. At the end of the day, Ezra Miller needs to take responsibility for all the shit that they have done. You know, this is all going to be dealt with one way or another. You know, whether that, most likely that, including giving all the people that have been harmed by them everything that they deserve. Whether the people that he's robbed from, burglarized, assaulted, groomed, and anything else they're implying right now, all these other allegations. I hope those people get everything that they deserve from this, and people who are abused by him. It's a goddamn sad thing. With shit like this, he is going to be wrapped up in, multiple trials, Chad, dealing with investigators for quite some time. That's what's going to happen. His career at this point is just over. We've been saying this for a long time, but it's just like it's overwhelming now. It's like, come on. It's like that ain't going forward. He's never going to be the Flash again. There's no way they're going to have him. They can't have him market this movie. I think by, months ago we were saying that, but now it's like, because everyone's going to ask him about this shit, grooming young girls, grooming other people, grooming transients and homeless. It's just, he can't do it. It won't be happening. There's no way they could protect him. And he'll probably face, God, who knows, jail time? I think jail time might happen, chat. Anything where he's condemned to a mental health facility, who knows? This whole thing's a mess, but I think prison time is not out of the question at this point. So that we know what's going to happen there. Listen. Everyone's like, I hope they get the help. I hope he gets the help that they need too. But still at the end of the day, fuck him. Come on, like. You can only use that, like, well, I've been mentally unhealthy for this long. But when you have like a harem and you have a cult and you're abusing so many people, it's like at that point it's like my sympathy only goes so far. I didn't really have that much sympathy for Ezra Miller to begin with, but it only goes so far. And so at this point I'm just like, yeah, just fuck him. I hope he pays for everything and all the harm that he's honestly caused. He's abused so many people, allegedly abused so many people. Some things we know is cold hard fact that he abused these people and hurt these people and robbed them and burglarized. It's like, no, fuck that bullshit. You can only go so far being like, I hope. He's like, nah, at the end of the day, look, fuck him. Fuck Ezra Miller. Now, the other side of this, again, we come back to the same story. We talked about this time and time again. But what happens to the Flash movie? What are we doing? Where are we going to? Is this coming out? Now, they're going to, it's a $250 million movie, probably another $100 million in that they're going to use for, marketing, maybe. Trailers and stuff but how do you, because everyone's going to be questioning this. There's been stars and controversial people in movies before have gone through controversies, but nothing on this scale before. Not for a movie like this. There's nothing like this in the history of filmmaking. So I just still don't know what they're gonna do. I don't think they're gonna. I don't know if they're gonna write and go like, it's another tax write off. It's $200 to $250 million. I just don't know. It's crazy. But because they're going to have to answer for this eventually. Warner Brothers, they're going to have to talk about this. No, I mean, they're going to have a new Flash. Well, this will actually go into the next story with everything that's going on at Warner Brothers, what might actually be happening behind the scenes, chat. But I don't know. This whole thing's a mess. Remember, some people just don't know about this. They're like, oh, new Flash movie. Okay, that's what that weird kid. All right, whatever. They'll go see it. But I don't know. This is nuts. Very confused about this. But what do you guys think? I want to read some of you guys. I don't know what to do. I mean, if they release it, they're just not going to have anyone talk about the movie. They'll put out trailers, but they'll do no press. Like person to person, interview to interview type of press. I think if I was Warner Brothers, I'd be like, okay, we have to release this thing because we'll be $250. Yeah, in addition to our $50 billion debt on top of that. It's like, that's not a good fucking cherry on the sundae, on your shit sundae. I mean, the only approach they could possibly do at this point is we're just put out trailers and teaser and shit, but we're not going to even put Ezra's name in it. We're just going to, there it is, but they won't talk to anyone. That's the only thing I could think of. Or they take a wash. I don't know. What about you guys? What do you think they should do? What do you think should happen? Skylar, good to see you, Skylar. I'm doing okay. Talking about Ezra Miller. Ezra losing his goddamn mind. Again. Oh, so here's the fucked up. I'm really trying to see the documentary. Oh, I can't wait. No, it's not fucked up at all, Stefan. Not at all. No, we're all fascinated by it. This is like, what the hell? Because it's going to come out. That's all going to be revealed eventually in more vivid detail. So that's happening. No, you're not fucked up for thinking that. I want to see that. I was like, that's the movie I want to see. Third, fuck WB. Yeah, it's messed up, man. Good to see you, Third. Nataku, to tell you the truth, I wanted to see it for Michael Keaton. I want to see it for Michael Keaton, too. It's like, yeah, it's the return of Michael Keaton. It's debut of Supergirl. It's like, oh, my lordy. Ezra Miller just stupid. No, I agree. He's just stupid. Just dumb. At this point, he's already been paid, I think, about all the people it took to make this movie. No, it is totally unfair to all those people. Andy Muschietti, Michael Keaton, all the actors, everyone who's working on this, all the people who are working on this in post-production. It's super incredibly unfair to them. No doubt about it. Just Photoshop Timothy Chalamet's face and do a crappy dub and release it that way. Yeah. David Zaslav might end up doing the route of shelf it and never show it to the audience, and the whole fact that he's very, very fiscally concerned, 100% when it comes to business, and with all the shitty moves he's been pulling just to get W out of the financial pit, he might just write off for a tax write-off, but it just seems impossible that they might go this route. They'll have to no choice but to release it. Yeah, those are the only two at this point. That's it. You either release it or you write it off. They're not going to go back and reshoot it. I don't think that is not happening. No, they're recasting. The thing is, no. I mean, Ezra Miller is never going to be the Flash again. It's never going to happen. His career, I mean, it should be over, but most likely is completely over. Unless, he has, whatever he has to still do. But, yeah. Yeah, potential schizophrenia and drugs. Yeah, he's probably a schizophrenia if he has a God complex. They don't go well together. The cats I understand, but all the work and all the other people isn't fair to them. 100% it's not fair to them. And say it's a hard situation. Yeah, there's never been a situation like this. Well, yeah, what a waste. It's a waste of Michael Keaton. It's a waste of all these people's time. Ezra Miller's Jesus. He says, Ezra Miller is saying he's Jesus. They're saying they're Jesus. Savon, this shows how much celebrities can get away with. Homeboy had a whole ass harem. He's making millions, but if I fail a drug test, I can't get it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know. No, exactly. He's been they've been able to get away with so much for so long. Yeah, but if you're rich and famous, it's true. About the GTA League, just asking. Yes, we did, but that was on DTA. We'll talk about it again in a bit. Man, I was probably thinking I bit the bullet and put the cow back. Oh yeah, Ben Affleck's in the movie too. Yeah, he's like, fuck. Oh, well, I think of the Flash TV show. I've only watched the first 2 seasons, but I enjoyed it. I liked it. Grant Gustin's is great. As Barry Allen in the Flash. Colonel, do you think WB might have a message or the director says something at the beginning before the movie starts? Sure. Yeah, they can do something like that. I would not be surprised. I wonder how many people knew about his call. Probably a lot. I mean, his whole entourage, press release team, his PR team, they probably knew. Was there a chance he might still do a late night? No way. How? Only because I have seen late night shows. No. You're gonna have a late night show host. Like they're not gonna put Ezra Miller in the situation where you're gonna have fucking Jimmy Fallon or whoever else going, so what was it like grooming all those teenage girls for years? Like, they're not going to want to put him in that situation. I can't imagine that. Now, I know they've done, listen, I know, like, you've had that with people who have been with prostitutes and they cheat on their wives and made it very public and shit. But, like, there's been nothing on this scale. I just can't imagine that. I'd be shocked. Yeah, I know. Like 2 DC projects, Michael Keaton, one shelled and one in consistent and constant jeopardy. Yeah, the Smallville actor, Cole. What's her name? Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, the BRT, yeah, they have to know about it because they have to know the details in order to craft the statement to make. Also, Jessica Bros can't distrust it. That's true. Ezra might do crazy shit on camera. They can't control him. It's a good point. Yeah, they can't. He's not reliable. No, I'm not saying they would absolutely clown him. No, those late night shows would absolutely love to have him on so they can just completely destroy him. Maybe, unless you're Jimmy Fallon, you just laugh the whole goddamn time. But Warner Bros would not want to put Ezra Miller in that situation. They don't want to avoid that. They want that bad press for the film. That's why they won't have him do interviews. They won't have him do the typical, press spiel that all these actors typically do. Like at this point, like I don't know who you would even see. Even if you have Michael Keaton promote the movie, everyone's going to ask him about, your goddamn co-star. They're fucking crazy. Can you talk about that? And, that's the thing. Jimmy Fallon is spineless, and so he would never do that. 100%. Totally agree. Allison Mack, that's it. I have not seen the new Chainsaw Man trailer. Senior Spot, great salutation. Hope you live in the Nebraska. Hey, Chris. Hey, chat. Missed the Miller's details, but I want to thank you for the ghost and the dark. Oh, yeah, no problem. I watched it and it was really great. Nice. I'm glad you enjoy. Yeah, good movie. Very good movie. One of my favorite creature features. Killer Animal movies. My second favorite Killer Animal movie behind Jaws. Let's see here. Allison Mack. That's Allison Mack. Eddie Berserker is someone who had a chair thrown at them by someone with severe schizophrenia just by helping them use a self-service copier. Yeah, not a good idea to parade Ezra around. Exactly. See, there you go. Great example, Eddie Berserker. Great example. So they're not having him out there. That's not going to happen. So, Stranger Shoe, thank you so much for resubscribing. 30. I was going to say 23. No, reverse those numbers. 32 months of incredible sport. A buggy, breathtaking time. Eventually, doing my Cyberpunk Edge Runners review tonight, chat. Thank you and welcome. How you doing? We're just talking about the Ezra Miller stuff. At the end of the day, chat, it's just more disgusting, disturbing details about Ezra Miller. Like I said, I hope all the people he's allegedly victimized and the people that we know he's victimized, they get everything that they deserve out of this. I hope they do. I hope his victims and alleged victims, they get the help that they need. Sure. I hope Ezra Miller gets mental health, but at the same time, fuck him. He's just, listen, you can still be a bad person. And I get the sense Ezra Miller is a really bad person. And so, fuck this guy. I hope he pays for everything because he should. There has to be consequences for your actions, chat. With the Flash movie, I feel terrible for everyone who worked on that film, from the director all the way down to everyone else, all the actors, the writers, the VFX people, everybody, of course, And whatever happens. I just I don't know what they're gonna do. It's gonna be fascinating to watch that, chat. And it's coming out. Supposed to be coming out next year. Chat. So we'll see. But at the end of the day, Ezra Miller, fuck you. That's all I have to say on it, chat. Fuck you, Ezra Miller.